Hello everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. Liverpool Anfield away match day preview today, but before we actually get into the preview, there are a couple of things I want to talk about in terms of the club at the moment, and obviously reflecting on Monday's video I did after the game against Huddersfield. Generally quite pleased with the amount of comments it got on Monday night. A good debate in the comments, which is something I always look to aim for in every video. Continue the conversation in the comment section, and a lot of good fans came in and voiced their opinions. It was quite good to read, and it was just nice to see, really. A couple of Huddersfield fans, a couple of Cardiff fans got involved as well, and they were generally quite nice as well. You know, I'm always the type of channel where, as long as you don't really take the mickey too much or take the piss, really, it's all right for me to get involved in that. As long as you don't cross a certain line, which I have, and people are more than happy to express their opinion as freely as they want. So yeah, that was good to see. Moving into actually another bit of two more bits before we get into this preview. Talking about the ticket prices. Lots of debate on social media coming out the past couple of days in terms of the absolute farcical ticket prices that were released in terms of our game against West Ham in December at home next month. And yeah, the ticket prices are a disgrace. And I don't want to spend too much time harping on about this. I'd rather save this for another time, really. But it's something I want to talk about briefly and not go into too much detail. I think if you're charging £55 and in certain areas and even higher up, especially ticket prices, it's an absolute disgrace, really. I mean, the way we're playing at the moment and stuff, do you really think genuine fans are going to pay that type of money to watch a team? And it's all right for the club because they won't care. They'll get a bunch of tourists who come and watch us once every God knows how long, once every millennium or something like that. And you know, it's just it's shambolic, really, because this is driving away good, honest fans. And if this club want to progress off the pitch, then the ticket prices have got to be more acceptable at home. Away from home, they're fine. The cap on the away ticket prices was good. It was a good initiative. But if you're going to try to keep these a genuine group, a tight-knit of fans at home every week, these ticket prices, they're going to have to go. Because I think you can't be charging ludicrous amounts of money. And it's the one thing that annoyed me about getting Brighton to the Premier League. Our club was going to look to cash in as much as they could on these ticket initiatives. And it's an absolute disgrace, really, in my opinion. I don't think it's right for the club to be doing this. I understand that they want to make money because we're in the Premier League and that, you know, it's a timid excuse, really, because we sell out every week regardless of how cheap the ticket prices are, and they make enough money as it is for season ticket sales, which rocketed even more due to promotion this season. And I think if you're going to charge that for a ticket against West Ham, it's farcical. And the club at the moment are doing their best to drive away good, honest fans and attract more plastic tourists, and it's not the right way to go, in my opinion. And it just adds to the absolute mediocrity on the pitch, and it's just. It's a shame, really, isn't it? And then the final thing, a little transfer rumour as well. We could be looking at Timothy. Is it Timothy Bakayoko? I think his name was something like that. He's on an AC Milan from Chelsea, but he hasn't really done much to phone home about there. The rumour is coming back in January, and we're going to take him on loan, which is another thing that's just disgraceful as well, isn't it? He's awful, isn't he? I mean, you look at him, and we've already got one midfield donkey in Anguissa, and I know it's Christmas, and we're around that time where donkey gets mentioned a lot, and we don't want a second one as well, do we? And, you know, it's just, we don't want a second one with us. He's awful. I mean, you know, he didn't do much at Chelsea last year for a big price tag. And, yeah, keep him away from the club. He's an absolute donkey. So, yeah, moving into the preview today, Liverpool to the Liverpool away on Sunday. Early kick-off on TV, 12 o'clock on Sunday. Credit to the fans who are going up there. I think there's 2,500 sold, which is fantastic. You know, we're selling good numbers away from home, and that's fantastic. And they all deserve a knighthood, really, for going up there. After the way we're playing at the moment, they deserve a hell of a lot of you know, they deserve a lot of credit for going up there. And yeah, we're probably going to get tonked at the weekend. There's no doubt about it. Liverpool haven't been in the richest vein of form so in the last, couple of games, really. I watched the game on Tuesday night, I think it was, when they lost to, they got beat by Red Star Belgrade in the Champions League. And it wasn't, if I'm being honest, looking at Liverpool, looking at the way they've played under Klopp, I don't think it's their best performance as of yet under Klopp. And I think, you know, they've played some wonderful football under him in recent years. And, you know, that's probably one of the worst performances I've seen under him. And I'm sure they'll turn it around quite quickly. They're a fantastic team. They've got an absolute large number of world-class stars in their lineup. Probably, in my opinion, the best front three in Europe in Firmino, Salah and Mane. I think them three are absolutely fantastic as a front three. You get that sort of mixture of high work rate with Firmino, who really complements that centre-forward role really, really well. I know he's not overly prolific, but he fits the hard-working type of mentality that Jurgen Klopp installs and wants to see from his players at the club. They've got a good spine going through the team. James Milner's been a revelation this season, in my opinion. He's been fantastic in that midfield. I think Fabinho, he had a hard game against Arsenal on Saturday, but I think he'll learn a lot from that game, in my opinion. I only think he's made 3 or 4 appearances as coming in from Monaco for big money in the end, but I'm sure he'll eventually get up to speed with the Premier League. It's not always the best league to adapt to quickly, and it's probably going to take him a little bit of time, probably longer than some other signings they made in terms of adapting into this league quicker. He's a big physical, well-built midfielder who will definitely add to their midfield, add that bit more of a combative, aggressive type of physical midfielder, which they do need, in my opinion. And I think he'll be a good signing in the not too distant future eventually. I think down the back they've got a wonderful back line. Joe Gomez and Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk's outstanding in my opinion. Probably one of the best centre backs in the league, especially probably about top 5 in my opinion. He's a really good centre half. Just makes everything look so easy. Just strolls about the pitch, but he's got so much swagger and class about him that he really complements Joe Gomez, who's a lot younger, and he's really improved. I remember he was at Charlton a couple of years back, came to Liverpool, and he's really flourished at centre half this season as well. Obviously, Alisson Becker in goal. He's a good keeper as well. Done well at Roma last year. Helped them in their good Champions League campaign. Big money going to Liverpool, but he seemed to have done the business so far. Apart from a little mistake at Leicester early on in the season where he got a bit too, probably a bit too cocky on the ball. But other than that, he's been quite solid in between the sticks. All right, there was probably a bit of debate about whether he could have saved the second goal on Tuesday, but it was a very good hit, and I don't think any keeper really would have got anywhere near that really. But looking at the way I think we're going to set up, I think talking about us now, obviously. I think we're going to have to try and maybe drop some of these new signings we made in the summer. I think Andre Schürrle adds a lot of imbalance to the side. I think when we play with him, we don't look balanced really. He's a player who likes to get the ball, run at defenders, try and shoot. And he's very much he's a borderline greedy player. Obviously, he's a quality player, no doubt about it. But for me, I think if we're going to want to play a bit more of a better team performance, we're going to have to make a couple of changes, no doubt about it. I think Anguissa is going to have to come out the side. Possibly Seri as well. I don't think on Monday night, they just didn't look interested, as didn't Schürrle as well. I'd like to probably see Aito or Cabano get a shout. I think if we're going to try and get back to as much as we had last season in terms of the side we had last year, we've got to try and get as close to it as we can in terms of the actual selection we're going to go with on Sunday. I think players like Johansson might have to come in my opinion. Obviously Aito maybe in the front line, Cabano maybe as well. And possibly maybe even a couple of changes again towards the back line. I'm not too sure really. I'd like to see us maybe go back to probably back. I must admit the Martian's okay at the back. Maybe try and get Mawson in there as well because he's a big money signing really, and he hasn't played much at all. And you do question whether or not it was actually a Slavici Kanovic type signing who actually wanted to sign, because he's not really featured, has he? And there's been a lot of chopping and changing, as we all know, at the back, and we've been defensively all over the shop, as we know. But I'd like to see him get a run out eventually. He's a quality defender on his day. He was probably one of the only bright shining lights of Swansea's pretty much dim campaign last year. And I think he should eventually get a run out. I've been happy with Rico in goal in recent weeks. He was good on Monday night, in my opinion. Didn't have too much to do. The goal we couldn't do nothing about as a well-placed own goal from Fosu Mensah, who's been absolutely woeful. I'd like to see possibly Christie start a right back on Sunday, which could be suicide, but I don't think he's any worse than what Fosu Mensah showed in recent weeks. As I said about the goalkeeper, Rico, I've been impressed with him. Made a good save in the first half from Alex Pritchard, I think it was. A deflected shot, he'd done well to get a good hand to it. And I think we finally found our best keeper. I think he's so calm on the ball, he's so composed. He really suits with the ball at his feet. He's a good shot stopper. He commands his box well from what I've seen. He's always talking to his back four, trying to communicate with them, pulling them about. And that's what we need in this team. There's not enough leaders. There's not enough players who are vocal on the pitch. And I think that's definitely an area we're going to have to address in January. If we want to stay up in this league, with or without Slavica, it's going to be an area we want to try and strengthen in as a leader, because we do severely lack it. There's a lot of players on the pitch who are very quiet, and we definitely need one or two players in that dressing room with a bit of experience who are going to lead this team on in towards the latter stage of this season and try and keep us up. Score prediction, obviously, I don't like talking negative about the club, but I think we are going to get beat about 4 or 5. I think it's going to be inevitable. I know Liverpool haven't been in too much of a great form this season. You know, against us, they're going to get countless amounts of chances against the worst offence in the Premier League at the moment, and probably the worst offence in Europe. I think it is even as well. So it should be a walk in the park for Liverpool at the weekend. I'd just like to see us at least give it a go on Sunday. At least have something to talk positive about after the game. At least we can say, oh, you know, we got beat, but we did this right, we did this right. We tried, we give them a go, we had a couple of chances. Because on Monday we had nothing positive to talk about. And I just want us to see us give a good go of it on Sunday. And if we get beat, we get beat. But just at least come off that pitch now, and we've actually given enough to, you know, to show the fans that they've spent their money well enough to travel up. Because in recent weeks, performances haven't been up to scratch, and at least the players don't understand what it's like playing for the club, and they just don't seem like they care. And that's the one thing that annoys me about modern day football, is they just don't care about the club, the fans. Some of them just don't really give a monkeys, and it's really horrible to see. I just want this team to just give it a go now. We're down at a relegation zone for a reason, because we've not been good enough. We're more than capable of getting out of it if we address ourselves and put our minds to it and play properly. We're not going to get out of it by throwing our arms in the air and pointing the finger at other people. We're a team. We win as a team, lose as a team. And we've got to pull our fingers out because we've got a tough run coming up now over Christmas. It's not going to be bloody easy. But if we pull our fingers out, show some unity and some sort of team spirit, we're more than capable of getting a positive, some sort of point somewhere. It's probably not going to happen Sunday, of course it's not. But after Sunday, let's at least show some positive signs, create some chances, get the confidence back. And if Savisa were to get sacked after Sunday, we've got international break, I believe, afterwards. We're going to have to go from there, pick the best suitable candidate to do the job, and we'll have to see what happens. But it's a lot going on at the moment, lots of problems at the club. I just want to see us put a good performance in on Sunday, win, lose or draw. There's something to just at least hold our heads high with in terms of going to a good club, bet one of the best in the league, and just give it a good go. Let's not roll over and take a defeat. Let's go and give them a good game and see what happens. So if you did enjoy this video, guys, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Hit 1.3 subscribers during the week. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. As I said, like, subscribe, comment in the comments below your opinions, predictions, whatever you want to comment, as long as it's not too rude. And yeah, we'll probably see you Sunday late afternoon. I'm going to upload the match review then. So take care, guys. See you soon.